Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. I am your host, Shunta Grant. And today I want to talk to you and share with you 5 things that are really helping me live with intention and bring joy to my life right now. I like doing these episodes on occasion, and maybe I'll do them more frequently as the things change. 1, because it's the answer to a lot of questions that I get. And 2, my hope is that you'll also find some common themes, mainly common themes about the things that are working for me, and not necessarily adopt them for your life, but figure out how you can then find those things that fit and work for you. With everything that I do, even when sharing about myself, it is not to hold a mirror to see myself. It is to hold a mirror out so that you are better able to see yourself. Seeing someone else live freely and with intention isn't about you to look at them and emulate, but it's to then say, how do I now find that freedom, that intention for my life? Please always keep that in mind. I think that's really important when you see me sharing things about myself or my life. It is so that you can have an example of what living with intention looks like, what freedom and joy look like, and so that you can then figure out, how do I do that for me, right? In what ways will that work for me? And to show you that it's possible and that it's the principles that apply to all of us, but in actuality and in like living life, it looks differently, right? Okay. So didn't mean to say any of that. None of that clearly is in my notes. All my notes are this week are the 5 things that I want to share with you. So just sharing again, 5 things that are really helping me to live with intention and bringing me a lot of joy right now in my life. They are in no particular order. If you read my blog, I actually have a personal blog. Did you know that? You can read it and find it at shuntagrant.com/blog. You likely have heard about a number of these things already because I share them in my weekly recaps or my monthly recaps or in just writing freely. My blog is just a place for me to write outside of being quote unquote best today. So again, if you're interested, you can subscribe to the blog. Every time a new blog post is posted, it goes out to you all via email. So you don't even have to always come to the blog, or that can let you know that there is a new blog post. Some people do like to go to the blog post because you can see more pictures if there are pictures posted, etc. But all that to say, you can do that at shuntagrant.com/blog, which we'll also link to in the show notes to today's episode, which is besttoday.co/106. Okay, so let's talk about it. 5 things that are helping me to live with intention and bringing me a lot of joy right now in no particular order. Number 1 is my Saturday brunch with my family. We have started back this tradition that we started years ago before the pandemic, and really look forward to that time. Every Saturday we go to brunch somewhere in town and we really enjoy it. I just thought about over the summer, we might even start doing it like out of town, like going to Charlotte or Asheville, because those are close cities to us. But I love that time, 1, because it's something that everybody knows we can look forward to. Now that we're all out of the house, right? From March 2020 through August of 2022, 3 out of 4 people who live in my home were home every day, right? For school, for work, for everything. And now 4 out of 4 of the people that live in my home are all out of the house. And so we are together in the mornings. We're together after school. But Saturday is the time where we can just slow down. No one has anywhere else to be. There's no school to get to. There's not trying to get to church, which is our Sundays. It is a great way for us to enter into the weekend together. And I really protect that time. Very much so, because it's just a time for us to slow down. I don't have to cook. So when I wake up, I know I am not lifting a finger in the kitchen, except for maybe to refill my water cup. So I also love it for that. It really is just a thing that we all know is going to happen. There's no question. Are we going to go to brunch on Saturday? Or are we going to no, we all know as a family, Saturday morning after we get up, get dressed, we're going to go out and have breakfast together as a family. And just be. And some weeks that really is the only time that we have that. And so that's why it's so very important. We have our meals together at home, but again, there's always that lingering of, okay, now it's time to go get your bath, and now it's time for bedtime. Now you have to get ready for school, right? Or now we have to go to bed. It's time to get ready for church in the morning. And so that is the time that is just designated for us. And it is helping me to live with intention in that it is focusing on the season that I'm in and what really matters to me. And that is my family and having that time together. I also love that it's building that tradition for my children. This is something that even my 4-year-old, he knows what we're going to do on Saturday morning, and it's our family time together. It's also an example of it doesn't have to be a tradition that you do every single day to be meaningful or to last. Also, another thing is it doesn't have to cost any extra money. You could do this with your family at home. But for me, it brings a lot of joy because it's one, I don't have to cook. There's joy already. And two, just a time I get to look forward to. And some Saturdays, because our friends know we do this every Saturday, they will come and they're like, hey, can we crash breakfast with you all? And we love that. Just last week, in fact, our friends text on Friday night, hey, are y'all going to breakfast tomorrow? And I was like, I was coming to invite you to join us. So it was just so great to then do that with family and friends. And so family and friends, my friends are basically family, mean a lot to me. And so this is just another way to keep the things that matter prioritized and a place and space cherished just for them. So that is something that is bringing me a lot of joy. Our Saturday mornings breakfast together as a family. Number 2 is movement. I don't know if I'll ever record this message without including this movement. And particularly a new form of movement that I've been doing is Pilates. I joined a Pilates studio and I go and take those classes, and they're so great in helping me to focus on those minor little areas that we may not even think about, and muscles. And you feel like it. Actually did the episode on lessons from Pilates. I'll link to that in the show notes. I think it was episode, let me not guess, I'll go look it up for y'all and let you know. But I did an episode where I talked about, lessons learned from Pilates. It was episode 103. So if you tap back 3 episodes, episode 103, 3 impactful life lessons demonstrated in Pilates. It really has, demonstrated a lot of beautiful life lessons, but it also is a great way to challenge me. I've risen up from starting on level 1 to level 2 classes. And even some of the 1.5s, one of the particular instructors will at some point do something that really is challenging to me. And I love that. I love being challenged because it's also giving me an opportunity to get stronger, to better my form. And so that's going to show up in my daily life, like picking up my son or my children or groceries, running. It's going to show in my cycling. It's going to show in my strength lifting. So I really love just the movement and moving my body and feeling strong, and making sure that I just think about it when I was flying and I went to go pick my suitcase off a top shelf. A guy was like, do you need help with that? And I was like, boom, nope, I've got it, but thank you. It's just having the strength, the strong core, the strong arms, the strong legs to be able to do these things in life. It just feels really good and it does a lot of good for me. So number 2 is definitely movement, and in particular, really enjoying my new Pilates practice. Number 3 is journaling. And of course, I've been talking a lot about journaling lately. If you haven't listened to episode 104, I introduced the Anytime Today journal. Please go make sure you listen to that episode. And then last week's episode where I talk about 5 reasons for you to give journaling a try. Please go back and listen to episode 104 and 105 if you have not. Really, really important episodes. And it just explains why this has just been such an important part of my life. I've been journaling for years, so this isn't necessarily a new thing, but what is new is journaling inside of the Anytime Today journal. I received my copy to start writing in December of 2022, and I have been using it consistently. It has been a great way to check in with myself. And what I'm noticing, which is what I say, why I created it, is of course, you're finding more times where you're leaning in and listening to yourself in other places where you would have skipped over it, let it ride by, or not even acknowledge like something's going on here. And this can be great or not great. I was actually talking to a friend just this week. She had a huge accomplishment in her life, in her business. She FaceTimed me while I was in the middle of the store. And I was like, I have to get out of the store so I can scream. This is so great. And I told her, I was like, this is a great time. She happens to have the Anytime Today journal early because of some filming she did with me with using it. And I said, this is a great time to sit down with that Anytime Today journal and write what's going through your body right now. She's like, it's right here actually on my desk. I'm ready to do that, because it's like you want to capture what's going through your body, your mind is just so important. And that's not just for using it when you're sad or angry or mad, what we call quote unquote the not so great feelings or emotions, which those are human emotions. I would not categorize them that way, but all the things we consider like the up, like super excited, something big happens. Because what I've noticed in my own body is my body's feels the same with both up and down. And it's the things I'm saying to myself that help my body understand which way it is, right? So, excitement feels a lot like nervous or frightened. Okay, completely off notes again. But basically, journaling in my Anytime Today journal has been so great for checking in with myself, having a space to write out how I'm feeling, what I need, what I want, what's going on in my heart and my mind, has been just so great. It's one thing to create a product, and I create it with my customer in mind, but also I understand that the things that I create are things that I need and love too. So no, I am using these things just like you are. And the Anytime Today journal has truly been giving me so much joy and also helping me to honor myself, which is a part of living with intention, being unclear on who that is and who I am, what I want, and having a space to sit and pour and release that out onto paper. Oh, so much good for me. So my Anytime Today journal is number 3, the thing that has been helping me live with intention and bringing me so much joy. And of course, you can order your Anytime Today journal right now by going to besttoday.co or anytimetodayjournal.com. Okay, we'll link to it in the show notes as well at besttoday.co/106. So besttoday.co/106. That's number 3. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. Today, we have a 5-star review of our Not Waiting for January replay from Leah. Leah writes, "You are worth it. Don't wait to make yourself a priority and get into this class. Shunta shares the truths to optimize your time, prioritize your well-being, and make consistency the key. Take the first small step and don't wait until the right time. Your time is now," all caps. Leah, you basically said everything that I was going to say. And come and watch this replay to my Not Waiting for January class, where I teach you exactly that, how to optimize your time, prioritize your well-being, and make consistency key for your life. If you have found that you have not been able to consistently best prioritize and optimize your time, you want to get into the Not Waiting for January. I talk and teach you about the cycles that you're likely going to be able to identify that prevent you from doing just this, from being consistent, for optimizing your time. The replay is available to you as soon as you place your order. So you could be less than 2 minutes away right now from watching that replay. You can pause it, you can take notes, and there's also a place to submit your questions. So go to notwaitingforjanuary.com right now. We'll also link to it in today's show notes, but go to notwaitingforjanuary.com and it will take you directly there where you can get the replay to this amazing class that I believe is about an hour or less. So go right now to notwaitingforjanuary.com. Number 4, bookending my day with quiet. So that means starting my day and ending my day with quiet has been essential, especially and even more so now that, again, our schedule is picking back up and it's not the more, what's the word? You can't see my hands here. The more like spaghetti kind of flowy together as it was when we were home, because things could kind of meld a little bit more. But now it's when we have to be at a certain place at a certain time every day, or at least 5 or 6 days out of the week, it really is more important with that moving and more interacting, more being public facing, to have that quiet time to start and end my day. So bookending my day with quiet is necessary for my peace of mind, my intention, and my joy. In the morning and evenings, really, it's time for prayer, time to be still, to be grateful, to pray for the people in my life and the situations and things that I know are going on, to move my body, to read, to breathe, to journal. whatever it is I need to either transition into my day or out of my day and transition into sleep, quiet is necessary. And I think just the older I continue to get, the more important quiet and time with myself. It's like the importance of it grows leaps and bounds every single year of my life. And so that is a necessary thing that is helping me out so much, is bookending my days with quiet. And for those that don't know, I have 2 young children at home. So quiet is not something that I take for granted or get a lot of out when I'm home. Here at work, it's fantastic. In my office, listen, that's quiet. But in my day-to-day life, I have to really prioritize and plan and be intentional to get that. And that's number 4. Number 5, I've talked about this a lot on my blog, but one-on-one FaceTime calls with my friends has been really so good. And I mean, I knew they were important because I'm the one who said, hey, let's set aside a time that's just our day, right? So I have several days within the week that are designated for a specific friend. And that is our day to FaceTime, to talk. And these talks can be anywhere from 5 minutes to 3 hours. One of my friends, they usually are on the 2-hour span of time. And that's our Saturdays, Saturday afternoons. And it's just so great to connect with friends who, whether they are here or far away. One of my friends, she lives here in Greenville as well. And most of them are, not most of them. The people I'm talking to on these FaceTimes can either live close by or far away, basically is what I was saying. And either way, it's just so nice to have that time to designate, to say, you are important enough in my life that I am going to create a space that is just yours. Because that's what it is. And that's why if it's 5 minutes, it's just as meaningful, right? I am to be able to tell someone and make the space in your life for someone and to say, I'm holding space. This is our time. It's so meaningful. It is to me as a person who values friendships and relationships in general. It's been so good just to have a place to talk, to have a place to, and it can be, we talk about any and everything. What's going on in your week? How can I pray for you? Hey, I've been thinking about this. This has been in my mind. Hey, let's talk about this concept. Here's something I'm learning. What are you doing? How are things going in your life? And the conversations have just been so good. So I really cherish and value that, because also just like I am extending that to them, they are extending that to me. I am creating this space and time for you. And to do that for another human there is no price tag for that. So I hope that you have someone in your life who makes that space for you and that you them. It's just really, really, really meaningful and really important. So those are my 5 things: Saturday brunch with my family, movement and Pilates, journaling in my Anytime Today journal, my book ending my days with quiet, and one-on-one FaceTime with friends. And of course, not to forget actually in-person time as well. Not just the FaceTime calls, but having that time to get together for lunch and things like that. Those are my 5. My question is, what is on your list? What practices, routines, habits, things are helping you to better move with intention, infuse joy in your world? What are the things that you're doing that reflect your values and who you are and what matter to you and what you need? Again, if you need help with connecting to that, I'm going to circle you back to the Anytime Today journal, which you can buy right now at besttoday.co. I want to hear, what are your 5 things, or maybe one or two things. Share with me at besttoday.com, besttodaycommunity.com by going to our community. Your first 3 days are free. So if you just want to join and come in and have a conversation about this, you can do that. Go to besttodaycommunity.com. or text us at 404-737-1002. Would love to hear from you. And remember, if you need help on making space and time to get clear on what you want, what matters to you, I want to invite you to go to besttoday.co and order the Anytime Today journal, our newest journal that is a simple and effective way to check in with yourself at any time in writing. I share all the details about it in episode 104. And if you want to hear about why journaling is so good for you in general, go and and listen to 105, which is just tapping back 1 to 2 episodes for either of those episodes. So thank you again, as always, for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and worthy of being your best one today at a time, and you have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on and shout it out as you live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.